DJI has recently released their new gimbal series, but what's new and will it be enough for you to go out and get yourself a new stabilizer? Let's take a look at it. A new RS4 and an RS4 Pro have been released, which can also be obtained in an RS4 combo pack or an RS4 Pro combo pack, which is the one I have right here. They've also released a brand new focus system, which is DJI's first automated manual focus system called DJI Focus Pro. In this video, I will go through most of it. I have the old regular RS3 version, so I'm actually a bit disappointed that I didn't get to check out their regular RS4 version, so I could better compare them directly. The new standard version, which is the RS4 and not their RS4 Pro, like the one I have here, can carry up to 3 kilos, which suits many common mirrorless cameras and lens combinations. It certainly wouldn't have any problems carrying either my Sony a7 IV or my FX3, which I'm currently recording on right now. However, it would struggle a bit to carry my 70 to 200mm lens from Sigma, but the RS4 Pro version also struggles a bit with that. So that's understandable. Both RS4 and RS4 Pro has received DJI's second generation native vertical shooting bracket, which is awesome because it makes it easy to shoot both horizontally and vertically, which I appreciate since I've had to buy a vertical mount before to use the gimbal for my short form videos. So that's super nice. It's super simple to flip it, just spin this little piece around and click on the back. For those who are wondering, the first generation native vertical shooting is the one that was on the RS3 Mini. So now you know. There's also now a button where you can switch modes from gimbal control to zoom if you have set up the system for your camera. It'll only be relevant if you have acquired the Focus Pro accessories or if you have a power zoom lens. Some of the Focus Pro accessories comes with the RS4 Pro combo pack. The gimbal has received a brand new Teflon coating on the axis arms, and it has become easier to adjust the gimbal arms to the correct position, because the mechanism has become significantly easier to push back and forth, which is super nice. It has also gotten its tilt axis extended by 8.5mm, which creates greater balancing ability and reportedly makes it easier to use ND filters, although I didn't have any problems before, so yeah, that's nice, but I don't see that big of difference. The gimbals have received a new stabilization algorithm that makes it easier to achieve better balance in your camera movements. There's also a new high capacity grip that provides 2.5 times longer battery life. It's also extra long, so there will be quite a few people who will be incredibly happy about that, also because it makes it easier to hold onto. It can be purchased as a separate accessory and costs around probably $200 US, I think. If I were to acquire it, it would definitely be based on ergonomics rather than battery life, because I already think the battery is quite good as it is, both on the RS3 and the RS4 Pro. So a few things have happened from the third to the fourth version. Unlike the RS4 gimbal, the RS4 Pro version is mainly made of carbon fiber, just like the RS3 Pro. This is a slightly larger model designed to hold slightly larger rigs, probably mainly cinema cameras. It can carry up to 4.5 kilos and has received a 20% increase in motor power from the previous RS3 Pro version. So there will be a greater likelihood that it won't do something weird or spaz out completely when heavier rigs are set up on it. The gimbal has also received a new car mode, which adjusts the algorithm for recordings with speed, so they don't get as shaky, which is nice. As mentioned earlier, you can now also use the joystick to control a power zoom lens, which is really nice if you have a power zoom lens. I don't, so I can't show you. In addition to all the new gimbals, there's also a lot of new accessories. Among them is the brand new DJI Focus Pro system. It can turn your cinema lenses into autofocus lenses. This means that you can actually use manual lenses as a solo videographer. The way it works is by attaching a LiDAR sensor to the top of your camera, which you then connect. You then add the focus motor mechanism to the manual focus ring, and then you suddenly don't have to focus manually on objects or people anymore because the system will do that for you. You can basically always override the automated function, which is actually their AMF system. As DJI themselves describe it, it's a symphony between human and machine. And I actually agree that it sounds like that's the way it works. Just like the new Avata 2 FPV drone, the RS4 lineup has also received a new O4 connection, which means there will be better connection between the phone or other accessories such as their new Focus Pro system. It's a very welcome addition. Although the focus motor is designed to be placed on the focus ring of your lens, personally I find it much more practical to have it around the zoom ring, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Gimbals usually don't like it when you tug and pull too much on your camera while it's on, so I also think it's much more useful to just set up the focus motor on the zoom ring, so that you can easily zoom in or out directly from the control wheel on the gimbal, instead of having to twist the zoom ring every time. And it's also just a much more enjoyable way to use the zoom function, since it's easily accessible by the index finger. The RS4 Pro combo pack also comes with a Raven Eye transmitter, which makes it super easy to connect your smartphone so you can use it as an external monitor. I actually quite like using it that way. And in here you have access to much of the same as you have on a regular external monitor, such as for example false color, exposure meter, etc. And I also really like that you are actually able to control the gimbal itself from the app, which is super nice. I really like doing that. It can be a really practical feature in some scenarios. The things that have been added or changed are very welcome. But in my opinion, the biggest thing is actually just the horizontal to vertical shooting mode. So if you already have one of the previous two versions, I would wait to upgrade. However, I must say that since it has become incredibly common to shoot vertical content, this one feature is actually a huge deal. I myself often switch between vertical and horizontal on my old RS3 gimbal, but I have to change the entire mounting and recalibrate it every time. And to be completely honest, it's really annoying. So this is a very welcome addition right here. I would also say that it's cool that I can mount my large 70 to 200mm lens on the Pro version here, but I also know that that was possible on the previous one. But it's still something I definitely think is awesome. If you have large film rigs, it might be a good idea to upgrade and also get the Focus Pro system, as it seems to work very well in teams. But my company isn't that big yet, so it wouldn't really benefit me, but it seems like that would be really beneficial. You can, as always, check out the products down in the description if you're interested. And yeah, well, that was all I had to say today. So like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. I'm out.